Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hello there and welcome. Welcome, Gary.
Good morning, Maureen. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too as well. So we have a question today from one of our viewers. Here it goes. Gary, my insurance is up for renewal. Should I purchase uninsured motorist coverage?
The easy answer is yes. By all means, purchase it.
Okay.
The question becomes what kind. So what is uninsured motorist coverage? Obviously, it applies if someone who hurts you or destroys your car or does something doesn't have insurance. So that it steps into their shoes and actually, in most cases, actually defends the case as if they were their insurance. So they don't do you any favors, even though it's your insurance that you pay premiums for. They generally fight you just as much as they would otherwise. They are an insurance company, you know. But they also provide coverage for underinsured. So if the other driver doesn't have enough coverage, generally it stacks on top of their liability coverage, which can provide additional coverage that you may need. So I would buy it. There's plenty of wrecks that happen where people are uninsured and they don't have anything to get any way to compensate you. So, you've got to have that coverage yourself.
Yeah. Now, we've heard the term of add-on coverage, and what does that do as far as offsetting the uninsured motorist coverage?
Yeah, that's really unique to Georgia. It's not an issue in Alabama. But if you have offset coverage for uninsured motorists, then essentially you don't get the underinsured element. Now, there's exceptions to every rule, but it's a less coverage. So if the person has a minimum limits, then you're going to be offset to the extent you have only minimum limits of coverage. The question, so these are things that we deal with all the time. If it becomes an issue, call us. We're always able to usually run these things by and talk about it. The question that comes up sometimes is how much uninsured motorist coverage should I buy? At least as much as you buy in liability coverage, I would argue, because it's really for your family. And it applies even if you're not in your own car. You can be riding with me, and if you're injured or have some medical expenses or something that comes up that triggers the need for liability coverage, it'll apply to you because it's insuring against somebody being underinsured. So it's a good product to have. It's generally pretty cheap. Companies don't like to sell it, but it's certainly something that needs to be considered by everybody who's buying insurance.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you so very much for clearing that up, Gary, and we'll see you on the very next Legal Break.
I don't know if we cleared it up, but we talked about it.
We talked about it. Okay, thank you. We'll see you on the next Legal Break.